So, what if there were absolutely no rules? Like zero, none at all. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going on a bit of an adventure to figure out exactly why we follow rules and laws. Stuff like raising your hand in class or stopping at a red light. But seriously, imagine it, no rules. I want you to picture walking right into your classroom or maybe heading out to the playground, and everybody is just doing whatever they want whenever they want. What do you think that would actually look like? Well, it'd probably look a little something like this. Just look at this perfectly harmless but totally noisy chaos. Your teacher asks a question, and instead of raising a hand, literally every single person just shouts their answer at the exact same time. The room is so loud you can't hear a single thing. If you had the best idea ever, well, too bad because nobody could hear you over all that shouting. Or how about this? Two kids are trying to use the exact same toy truck at the exact same time. My toy. No, my turn. Because nobody has agreed to share, they're basically stuck in an endless game of tug of war. And honestly, that doesn't really look like much fun for anybody, does it?
Oh, and it gets even sillier. Imagine trying to play a fun game outside, but it's completely impossible because everyone just rushes to be first. Nobody waits their turn, everybody runs for the ball at the exact same second, and bam, you get a giant, silly pileup on the grass. Just arms and legs everywhere.
Whoa! Looking at this wildly confusing scene, how can anyone actually work or learn or play safely like this? You can't hear your teacher, you can't play with your favorite toys, and you literally just end up in a big silly pile on the floor. It's just too messy. We definitely need a way to fix this chaos. And that is exactly why we need a rule. A rule is really just something people agree to follow so they can work and play together safely and fairly. Think about it. When everyone agrees to raise their hands, everybody gets a turn to speak, and, just as importantly, everybody gets to listen. When we actually choose to follow rules, like raising your hand, or waiting your turn, or sharing that toy truck, something pretty magical happens. We instantly turn that loud, noisy chaos into a happy, peaceful classroom. Everyone gets to share, everyone gets to listen, and absolutely nobody gets squished in a silly pile-up.
Okay, so that's the classroom. But let's step outside for a second. Imagine a kid and their parent walking up to a busy crosswalk, and the traffic light turns red. The cars stop. Let me ask you, is stopping at a red light just a classroom rule? Like, did your teacher make up the red light? Nope. That's actually called a law. A law is an official rule made by the government. See, the government's job is to help keep people safe and protect everyone's rights out in the big community. So you can kind of think of a law as a supersized rule for the whole town, city, or even the country.
Let's look at another really great example. Picture this. A kid jumps into a car, super excited to go for a ride. But suddenly, they freeze. They look down and think, wait a minute, something's missing. Can you guess what it is? Yep, they remember they have to click their seatbelt before that car moves an inch.
Things like wearing a seatbelt, stopping at red lights, following traffic signs, and not stealing. These are all examples of laws that absolutely everyone should follow. It really doesn't matter if you're a kid, a parent, a teacher, or a doctor. Laws are for everybody, just to make sure the whole community stays safe. All right, let's play a super quick game together. It's called Rule or Law. Check out these two situations. On one side, someone is cleaning up a really messy bedroom. On the other side, there's a stop sign out on the street. If I tell you to clean your bedroom, is that a rule or is that a law? Go ahead, shout it out. If you guessed a rule, you hit the nail on the head. Because, well, families make rules at home. The government doesn't come to your house to check if your bed is made, right? Your parents make those home rules. Things like making your bed in the morning, feeding a hungry pet, and listening when your family talks to you. Cleaning up your room and helping out with household chores are just perfect examples of family rules. And why do we even have them? Because they help the whole house run smoothly and peacefully. It's basically how we show we care about our home and our family. Now, let's jump back over to school. Look at this messy classroom. There are papers everywhere, blocks all over the floor. What would you do if you were at school and everyone just started talking over the teacher at once and tossing their crayons around? Which choice is actually better here? You definitely follow the school rules. That means listening to your teacher, respecting your classmates, taking turns with those crayons, and helping keep the classroom clean. School rules make sure that learning is fun and fair for every single student in the room.
Okay, let's step back out into the community again. Look at these cars waiting at a red light. I want you to think really hard for a second. What would actually happen if nobody followed the law to stop at a red light? What if all the cars just kept driving from every single direction at the exact same time? Yeah, without laws, the roads just wouldn't be safe at all. You'd have a giant, scary pileup of cars. But because the government makes laws, like stopping at red lights, everyone in the community is protected. Families can cross the street safely, cars take turns, and the whole town keeps running smoothly. So, putting everything from our explainer together today, here is the really big question. Why do we actually need all these different rules and laws? Like, why do we have them at home, at school, and out in the community? Well, the big answer is that rules and laws help us solve problems peacefully. Instead of grabbing a toy and arguing, we use a rule to take turns. They also make sure we always respect other people, listening to their ideas and just treating them with kindness. By choosing to follow them, we help everyone stay safe and make sure everyone gets treated fairly. Honestly, it doesn't matter whether we're sharing a bouncy ball on the playground or waiting safely at a crosswalk with our parents. Rules and laws are kind of like our invisible helpers. And here is the absolute biggest idea I want you to take away from this today. Rules and laws are what help people successfully live, play, and work together. Without them, silly pileups and noisy chaos. But with them, we get to have happy families, fun schools, and really safe communities. So before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a super fun, playful challenge for the rest of your day. Wherever you go next, I want you to look around. Can you find a rule, maybe it's a sign on the wall or something your parents ask you to do, and figure out exactly why we have it? I bet you can. Good luck being rule detectives today, and thanks for hanging out with me.